Раз, два, три. Всем доброго вечера. Мы продолжаем играть в Vampyr. По идее, это должна быть игра. Я не показывает, почему. Ага, окей. В предыдущей серии мы поспали. Что-то подцепило меня это.
Until my research is complete. I'd better learn to hide my true nature from the mortals. But what about my thirst for blood?
Из рогов пей. Мы нашли лекарство твое. Что-то мне захотелось Vampyr the Masquerade поиграть.
The flower's dying. It needs water.
Так, где мы воду можем достать? Или не можем? Или что? Вот тут какая-то активная. Нет? Ну ладно. Здравствуйте.
Yes, Nurse Crane? How can I help you?
I'm so sorry. I know Dr. Swansea wanted you to rest, but we have somewhat of a crisis.
A crisis, you say?
Our supply of antiseptics is nearly depleted. I was hoping there was another box up here, but...
Но здесь ничего нет.
Sorry. There's nothing here.
Some of the patients won't last the night without them. Honestly, sir, I'm beside myself.
I may have a solution. In France, during the war, drugs shortage was a daily problem, and we had to use our wits to overcome the shortages.
However do you mean?
If combined correctly, certain household chemical products can be used in a pinch instead. Now, where's the hospital storeroom?
The storeroom? Fat chance. This is the Pembroke, and space is luxury we don't have. Everything used to be stored in the old morgue.
Perhaps you should look there first. Where is this morgue?
It's the large building behind the hospital. You'll need to go in the back door because it's been sealed off for sanitary reasons. Take this key. It opens a small back entrance at the end of a narrow street.
The abandoned morgue behind the hospital. A small door at the end of a narrow street. On my way then. Thank you, nurse.
Сейчас от часу не легче. Погнали в морг. Раньше бегали по кладбищу. Сейчас в морг. Why not? Так. Секундочку. Проверим. Все нормально. Хорошо. Ой. Что у нас тут? Ну, в принципе, в предыдущей серии тут все обшаривали. Кстати, эта кровь уже не помечается никогда. Вниз так вниз. Поговорим.
Good evening, Miss Howcroft. How are you tonight?
I need blood, Doctor. Warm, rich, vibrant blood.
I'll leave you, Mistress of the Dark.
Мы...
Good evening, Miss Howcroft. How are you tonight?
I need blood.
I'll leave you.
Все. Отстань от меня. Ладно, пойдем по заданию. Старый морг. В принципе, не думаю, что там какие-то будут новые темы для разговоров. И на что они влияют, я также не пойму. Не выходите на улицу. Инфлюенса часто сопровождается пневмонией. Чтобы предотвратить распространение испанского гриппа, не выходите на улицу. Окей. Испанский грипп. Мне кажется, я совершенно не туда бегу. Ого. Как не надо быть. Старый морг. Окей. Кровь-то свежая, а мозг старый. И как бы ни души живой, по крайней мере. Чувствую себя каким-то охотником на вампиров. Казалось. Кажется, только пробирки. Ну ладно. А, это наверху. Так, эту дверь я могу открыть? Да, я могу выйти во двор, получается. Нам-то во двор не надо. Заперто. Это какая-то нездоровая тема. О, шиллинги. Так, ты у нас...
Behavior is similar to the infected William Bishop. Must be the same strain. This sickness moves faster than influenza.
Портсигар, ну, видимо, дорогая штука, да? Дорогой, может быть, можно будет продать. Так. У нас еще есть третий этаж. Будем этаж за этажом.
Balls of Mars, fortifiers. As popular as they are ineffective. But they do contain iron tartrate, and that might prove itself useful.
Как же детально вот вся обстановка сделана. Просто шикарно. Если раньше в играх все достаточно
This
схематично
key
было,
will surely grant me access to the basement.
Ключ в подвал. Отлично. Все более-менее схематично было, то сейчас... Да, успокойся. Тут он появился. Тук-тук. Не открывается. Патроны. Крупнокалиберные, окей. Обшаривали. Третий этаж. Я думаю, в подвале самая жизнь будет. это что такое было? Погнали вниз. Твою медь.
These scales feed from corpses and the husks of animals. They're not after.
Ау! Как же ты меня задел, парень? Эти ребята питаются трупами. Мясом. Странно, очень странно. Хотя даже не вампиры, какие-то скалы. Отлично. А дальше там вообще какой-то непростой парень. Я не понял, это я так здорово прокачал свою способность, что ли, что она с одного удара убивает. Ой-ой-ой. Стрёмно. Здравствуйте. Старый имплантационный нож. Поглощение крови. Вы получили новый тип оружия для левой руки. Выберите его и нажмите Y, чтобы поглощать кровь. Да, наверное, это полезная штука. Замена нашего кола. Поглощение крови. Длинный и острый хирургический нож. Я могу выбрать. Отчет о смерти. Патологоанатом Пембрюсской больницы. Отчет расследований. Покойный Сэмюэль Коннор. Раса европеоидна, по мужской возраст 39. Домашний адрес неизвестен, род занятий рыбак. Тип смерти естественная. Вероятная причина смерти быстро прогрессирующая пневмония с индуцированным уплотнением легкого, испанский грипп. Присутствующие на вскрытии доктор Коркоран Типец, медсестра Гвинет Бранаган. Имя и подпись патологоанатома доктор Коркран Типец.
Mr. Connor's injuries don't match the report. I'd better look into this. It's locked, all right.
Oh. Так, уголки губ.
Traces of a pinkish foam at the corner of the lips. Some sort of drug overdose, perhaps? The chest was originally open to perform the operation. The sutures are clean, but the chest has been reopened. Multiple abrasions and scarring on the arms and legs. Old and distinctive injuries of a sailor or a fisherman.
Не так видно на самом деле. Да, там есть такие шрамы.
A puncture over the left lung, possibly a chest tube insertion. Not the cleanest work, but I think it was successful.
Что же с ним сделали?
Signs of internal bleeding. So, Dr. Tippett's anesthetics were incorrectly dosed, causing the patient's death. And then he tried to operate on him again. Tippett has made an egregious error. It's time we talked.
Опа. Возможно, из-за переутомления у него это все дело. Он трудоголик просто пишет. Я бы хотел сначала поменять оружие. Можно ли это как-нибудь сделать? Да, можно. Так, отлично. Да. Отлично, и урон наносится, и... В принципе, можно забыть о станах. Мы бы вышли на него, открыв эту дверь. Окей. Уже впереди никого. Никого живого. Да, не так все просто. Ах ты! Побьемся? И выносливости практически не используют. Это здорово.
These scowls can be so ferocious. I'm not sure I can defeat them without becoming stronger. To drink blood is so tempting.
Да. Ну, что пойдет? Придется терпеть.
Sodium hypochlorite. Dangerous to administer, but efficient in the proper dosage.
Так просто сюда не зайти, да? Похоже. Загадочный рецепт. Сложный рецепт, написанный на клочке бумаги. Нужно исследовать. Давай исследуем. О. Хита, пневмония. Витально восстанавливает 60 единиц крови. Ага. Моментальная и регенерирующая, есть какие-то микстуры. Окей. никуда я не могу выйти. Окей. Погнали вниз. Там вроде был какой-то срез. Очень неуютное место. Твою медь. Тем не менее, этот тварь обладает вампирскими способностями. Странно. В чем тогда отличие вампира? Здравствуйте. Добрый день. Как ваши дела? Один. Японская камера. Нихрена не видно на самом деле в этом темном углу. Все, готов. Раньше эта зона была закрыта? Так, ладно, пойдем. Понятно. Надо поговорить с доктором. Нет, это не тот. Кто мне нужен? Не ты, подожди. Переутомление. А, ты же у нас там покоцанный вроде парень. Нет, не ты. Сверху. Как бы вас, ребят, найти? Пойдем по мейн-квесту. Сестра, что ты там делаешь? Погоди. Что она тут делает? Или это не она? Окей. Что я должен сделать? Изготовить средства от переутомления. Ну давай. Сделаем сразу 2, если есть такая возможность. Да. Просто у нас там парень с переутомлением. Что? Знать больше о горожанине. А, вон он, доктор этот. Так, сейчас бы... не путаться. Это же ты.
I'm quite busy right now, Dr. Reed.
А, нет, ты слишком молодой.
Do you think Dr. Strickland has any chance of curing the Spanish flu by himself?
His wish to cure the sick is not driven by pride, but by an idealistic view about our mission here. Honestly, I don't know which is worse.
You consider him a good practitioner, yet you will not report his methods.
Strickland may be a rival, but I will not use dirty tricks or regulations to prove him wrong. We are doctors, not politicians.
Ой, какой молодец. Так, сейчас, секунду.
Thank you for your time. We'll talk later.
Странно. Где же тут доктор? Тебя-то мы вылечим.
This hospital seems to be falling apart.
Finally, you've returned, Doctor. Did you find anything of value?
Yes, nurse.
You've worked your first miracle, Doctor. Now, this patient here needs immediate treatment.
Duty calls. When the storm has passed, I'll show you how to mix the remedy yourself with the same basic ingredients.
Many thanks, Doctor. When you've finished, you ought to report to Dr. Swansea in his office. He's been looking for you. Seemed pressing.
Так, заболевания снижают качество крови граждан. Снабжайте их соответствующими лекарствами. Поговорите с пациентом, рядом здоровьте и узнайте его состояние здоровья. Я вот как раз хотел этого пациента изучить. Я думал, там какие-то...
This hospital seems to be falling. Good evening, Doctor. How is my son doing?
Все очень плохо. Так, мы тебя расспросили полностью.
Goodbye, Mrs. Goswick.
А тебя надо полечить.
Good evening, Mr. Goswick. How are you?
I'm okay.
Нифига.
Do you need any help?
I'm afraid I may, sir. I don't mean to be a burden.
А, держи.
You are not a burden, sir. Healing you is my responsibility.
And you have my gratitude for that.
How painful is your throat, Mr. Goswick?
So painful I'd rather not talk at all, Doctor.
I'll let you get some rest, then.
I'm all right. Don't waste your time with me.
Так, ну... Вроде все хорошо у него. Тут у нас что? Какой-то человек неизвестный, да? По-моему, это индус. Почему-то я думаю, что это индус. Искушение крови. Не забывайте, кровь граждан дает много единиц опыта. Ищите тех, чей уровень гипноза меньше или равен вашему, но обязательно обдумайте свое решение. Я не понял, а чё, где тот врач? Вот он. Здорово, чё, облажался, да?
Good evening, Dr. Tibbets.
Dr. Reed, any good news to share?
Для тебя нет.
Kokorin, I want you to tell me about Mr. Connor. How did he die? What happened?
He was my patient. He died because of my mistake. That's the blunt truth.
Ну надо же.
What was the nature of the mistake?
It was a twofold error. My diagnosis was wrong, and the administered dosage was too strong.
Who was this patient?
I don't know. Some sick man from the docks, maybe a fisherman. I had no time to talk with him. No one claimed a body.
Может быть, это тело послужило распространением заразы, хотя это почему?
Why not stop practicing?
Are you mad? I killed that man, I admit it, and it won't happen again. I have saved so many lives since then.
Понятно. Чё ж ты умолчал-то?
Goodbye, Dr. Tippett.
Так, Свонси, а тот парень внизу. Похоже, он уже все. Надо проверить. Он тут лежал. Блин. Окей. Где-то у нас... А, подожди, больница? Неизвестный пациент в больнице? Кто это? Как это? Подождите. Я ж там был. Интересно. Да, это он, но... Но я ничего не могу сделать. Ладно, что ж. Переутомление. Ну давай. А, это тот самый парень.
Good evening, Mr. Cox.
Dr. Reed, still working at night, I see. I like that.
And why is that?
People who don't sleep at night always seem more alive to me. More interesting, one way or another.
Так.
You're lucky to be alive, Mr. Cox. I hope you're starting to take better care of yourself.
This place is full of sickness and decay. How could I get better in such a dump?
Держи.
Consider yourself lucky that I'm treating all of my patients equally. But don't push your luck.
Don't play the innocent with me. I'm sure you have good reasons to act this way. And also weaknesses that can be exploited.
Да, что ты говоришь? А сказать спасибо?
Do you ever think about that poor fellow I saw you push in the water?
The wound he gave me will make sure I don't forget him. It still fucking hurts. Boss had cut me good.
Это удивительно, что ты вообще жив остался.
What did he want? Revenge?
I recently had to kill his brother. Poor arsehole thought it would be easy to return the favor.
Only the strongest survive, then? Survival at all costs? Is that all you think about?
I'm the toughest bastard you'll ever meet, Dr. Reed. And I don't give a fuck what you think of me.
That man was determined to murder you. You almost died.
What a surprise. The first time I met him, he nearly shit himself. Fucking coward. I guess revenge gives you balls.
Ну, тогда...
How is your hospitalization going, Mr. Cox?
This is a shitty place with shitty staff. But as long as I'm treated all right, I'll be fine.
Хрена себе.
What's wrong with the Pembroke staff?
That bastard you sent to bring me here, Milton. I thought he was going to break all my bones before I reached my bed.
I see. Any other smart comments?
The nurses aren't too ugly. Especially that foxy one, Nurse Crane. Pretty brunette, tough attitude, all like that.
Мне она тоже понравилась.
What's wrong with the hospital?
Come on, Dr. Reed. The place is a dump. Smelly, sad, and dirty.
But you're alive thanks to the efforts and dedication of the staff here, aren't you?
What are you expecting, a medal? I thought that saving lives was just part of the job. Must be an unsatisfactory profession at this time, I'm sure.
Так, ладно, кривая рожа. Давай, держи нож свой.
I have found a gift from your wife.
In that case, you'll be properly rewarded, Doc. Clay Cox is a man of his word.
I hope that won't make me an accomplice to your future crimes.
Who knows what I might do now I feel invincible again.
Па-па-пам.
How long do you think you can escape the law, Clay?
I know this city like the back of my hand, Doc. I know its streets, who to pay, who to avoid, and who to bully. I won't get caught.
Блин, мне бы твои знания.
We can't escape the consequences of our actions. The past catches up with us in the end.
I ain't afraid of death. I don't hide who I am. I live my life honestly, which is more than I could say for most folks.
And who are you then?
I'm the leader of the Wet Boot Boys. One day I'll leave this shitty place and punch in the face all who thought I would not come back.
Ну, надо же. Вот это прикольно. Так.
I'll leave you for now, Mr. Cox.
Зацепок нету. Так, со Свонси, я думаю, поговорим попозже. Что у нас по... Так, ладно. Что-то не понял, а где квесты? А, вот они. Ингредиенты. Так, давай-ка это отсудим. Оно должно быть очень... Не-не-не-не-не. Я же правильно нахожу, да? Надо на его возлюбленный. Оторваться.
Good evening, Nurse Brannigan.
Good evening, Doctor.
Что ты в лицо мне не смотришь, эй?
Tell me what Dr. Tippett did. I know his mistake caused a patient's death.
If I had not covered up his error, Dr. Tippett would have been fired from this hospital. I could not let that happen.
You can't allow your emotions to dictate your conduct concerning patients, Nurse Brannigan.
Look around you, Dr. Reed. Do you really think we can afford to lose a brilliant practitioner like Dr. Tippett's in our situation?
Я не осуждаю на самом деле. Так, вы сильно рисковали. Ну, он, конечно.
I can't say I approve of what you did. But as a field surgeon, I know that some situations require you to bend the rules.
I'm not proud of what I've done, but to contain the epidemic must be our priority, so we can't afford to lose Dr. Tippett's.
Да.
I've decided that I won't reveal Dr. Tippett's, shall we say, misdemeanor.
I'm so glad you share my point of view. Dr. Tippett's is a brilliant practitioner. We most definitely need his know-how.
I hope you're right. This is a huge risk we're taking.
Dr. Tippett's must regain his confidence. Please, keep this decision between you and me. He doesn't need to know you found out.
Сказка не сработала. Сработала.
Goodbye, nurse. Call me if you need assistance.
Окей. Почему я так подумал? Потому что больной был все-таки болен испанкой, а на данный момент лекарства так и не нашлось. Поэтому смертельная болезнь. Что поделать? Наверху, что-то наверху надо. Он рано или поздно просто умер. Так что особого смысла нет. Стопе? Что?
Strickland's project could be dangerous. I have a mind to report him to Dr. Ackroyd.
Цело. Погодите-ка. С кем мне надо поговорить? Ты. Там где-то палаты были, вот там этих ребят и надо искать. Где-то с правой стороны. Вот тут.
You always knew the words to calm the children, Ellen.
So many deaths.
For me.
Still more coming.
Idiot.
Good evening, Dr. Strickland.
And good evening to you, Dr. Reed. Can I be of any help?
Так.
I have managed to improve the mixture by diluting it. Have you ever heard of Sir Joseph Francis Olive? Or the placebo effect?
No, I don't think so. Why?
A placebo is a substance or procedure that has no actual physical effect.
You made a placebo of my project. Why?
Research has established that a placebo, as long as the subject believes in the effect, can provoke a positive physiological reaction.
Really? That's fascinating. And you want me to, what, administer the placebo and see what occurs?
Something like that, yes.
Well, I'm a bit surprised, but I trust you, Dr. Reed. Please take the key to my cabinet and put this placebo there for future use.
Да без проблем, чувак.
Did you know Dr. Ackroyd never reported your experimental research, despite the fact he doesn't agree with it?
Really? I didn't suspect he knew about my work. I must confess I am surprised.
Perhaps he thinks you should realize for yourself the danger of what you're doing.
See how condescending he can be? My God, he can be so irritating.
Да ладно, чё ты?
What do you think of Dr. Ackroyd's aversion to modern medical methods?
It's a shame he's so narrow-minded. Dr. Swansea taught me that science is about exploring uncharted territory. I'm convinced that's true.
With the influenza and all that's going on, you should put your differences aside, don't you think? Why is it so difficult to work together?
I believe that if Dr. Ackroyd had been the one to discover the transfusion process, he would be the first to recommend its use.
So you believe it's just a question of jealousy and pride?
Dr. Ackroyd is as proud as he is blinded by his obsolete concept of medical science.
Что ты... Ой, настрой.
Goodbye, Dr. Strickland.
Странно, что это было. Секунду. Поговорим с этим, ребят.
I'm quite busy right now, Dr. Reed.
Окей. А, я-то думал, ты меня вообще пошлешь.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you for your time. Где? А, точно, наверху. Точняк. О, так у нас кабинеты напротив. Карта мистера Госвика. Примечание. У пациента симптомы крайней усталости. На языке, во рту и глотке многочисленные язвы, но ни одного из симптомов инфлюенции. Отказывается говорить и утверждает, что это слишком болезненно. Нуждается в отдыхе и лечении слизистой оболочки горла. Только после этого можно принимать решение о его выписке. Подожди. Так у нас там гуль сидит, что ли? Живой. Так, а это что? Письмо доктору Свонси. Пембрукская больница, 14 октября. Дорогой доктор Свонси, несмотря на тяжелую ситуацию, я вынужден сообщить о недавнем служебном проступке, который произошел в Пембрукской больнице. Было неопровержимо доказано, что медсестра Гвинет Бранаган вела себя непрофессионально и тем самым подвергла опасности жизнь пациента. Ни при каких обстоятельствах медсестра не должна ставить диагноз и выписывать лекарства, не известив об этом лечащего врача. Эдгар, вы меня знаете. Я не против личной инициативы, если она идет на пользу делу, особенно в условиях нашего кризиса. Но мы не можем допускать, чтобы медсестра ставила диагноз и назначала курс лечения. Тот факт, что пациент выжил, не является смягчающим обстоятельством. Это просто означает, что в этот раз нам страшно повезло. Я требую, чтобы виновный был наказан по всей строгости. С уважением, доктор Уэйвери Экр.
It's locked. It's locked, all right.
Но денежки-то мы заберем.
It's locked.
Зараза.
At least Strickland can't kill anyone with this formula.
Так, пойдем к Свонси. Кабинет Свонси? Нет.
Please, Jonathan, come in. Fascinating, is it not? In the last decade, so many mysteries have been brought to light with our microscopes. The human body, biology's penultimate frontier. The more we explore its boundaries, the less we're able to trace a clear line between life and death. You, my friend, have a foot in both countries. The view must be vertiginous.
It's at least as vertiginous as chatting about vampires with you, I would say.
This must be all so new to you. This area of town, the hospital, a brand new life. How stimulating it must be.
I wish I could share your enthusiasm, Dr. Swansea, but my condition defies scientific categorization. Undead? Unalive? Immortality defies logic.
I cannot express my thrill at this serendipitous turn of events. The world's most eminent specialist in blood transfusions, a vampire. One might say a gift from heaven.
Это не дар, действительно.
There is an absurd poetry to my situation. Physician, heal thyself.
Forgive me. I've been an admirer of your work for a long time, and now you are so much more than a brilliant physician. And please, call me Edgar.
Ну, мы можем быть такими же. Ну, ты можешь стать таким же.
I'm not some doe-eyed student, Edgar. I understand we both have something to gain from this relationship.
Very well. I have a task for you, Jonathan. Something that will require all your newfound skills.
Please, go on.
The Pembroke only survives through the generosity of our benefactors. Unfortunately, our main donor has found herself in a bit of a bind. Now, if you could help her out...
A spokesman or politician is what you need. That's not my calling. And until I come to understand what has happened to me, I require discretion.
Discretion is in order, Jonathan. Lady Ashbury has recently received rather indelicate correspondence that, if revealed, would jeopardize her position.
And you would like me to eradicate this threat?
By the stole, of course not. I would just like you to pay her a visit. Her ladyship is certainly near the tents outside, tending the sick. You can't miss her. Look for someone impossibly delicate.
Accepted. I'll see what kind of trouble Lady Ashbury is in.
Замечательно. Кстати говоря, мы первый раз в его кабинете. Письмо с предупреждением. Пембрукская больница, 25 октября. Дорогой доктор Свонси, считаю своим долгом сообщить о своих опасениях относительно случаев с доктором Тора Стрикландом и Харви Фидиком. Мистера Фидика госпитализировали с тяжелой производственной травмой, и если не провести правильный курс лечения, он может лишиться руки. Доктор Стрикланд утверждает, что хирургическое вмешательство может полностью исцелить Фидика. Я заявляю, что рука может навсегда лишиться многих функций, если возникнут осложнения. Наш юный коллега, смелый и одаренный хирург, и через несколько лет он, возможно, станет превосходным специалистом, но сейчас он не обладает необходимыми навыками для проведения такой рискованной операции. Должен ли я напомнить вам об ошибках, которые он совершил в прошлом? Поскольку доктор Стрикленд отказывается меня слушать, я настоятельно рекомендую вам запретить ему проведение столь опасного эксперимента. Окей. Экспериментатор. Так, пойдем подойдем к этому больному с горлом.
Waste your time with me.
But in the Good evening, Doctor.
Have you heard rumors of blackmail going on in this hospital?
Dr. Reed, are you trying to take advantage of me?
Of course not, Mrs. Goswick. I'm just curious.
Well, go be curious somewhere else, please.
I've read your son's medical report, Beatrice. It's not the flu or anything life-threatening. What has you so worried?
He was at death's door when he was brought here. I just want him to be better as soon as possible.
He's not out of the woods yet, you know. He might need to stay here longer than expected.
Take care of him then, Dr. Reed. People here only seem to focus on contagious patients. I worry my poor Mortimer will be neglected.
Возле него так и бегают люди.
Goodbye, Mrs. Goswick.
Doctor.
Good evening, Mr. Goswick. How are you?
I'm okay.
Have you heard rumors about blackmail in this hospital?
No.
Нет?
Your medical report says you're not affected by the Spanish flu. What do you think of that, Mortimer?
Does it make me happy? Not in the slightest. If it was up to me, I would have left this place long ago. I know I don't belong here.
And why do you think you don't belong here?
I know the staff have more important things to do than look after me. There's plenty of patients here who need their attention.
How painful is your throat, Mr. Goswick?
So painful I'd rather not talk at all, Doctor.
Tell me about yourself, Mr. Goswick.
I don't want to talk, Doctor.
I have to
Ну,
go
я
now,
пытался
sir.
его разговорить.
But don't hesitate to contact me if you need any help.
Good evening, sir. Doctor.
Доктор.
Good evening, Dr. Strickland.
And good evening to you, Dr. Reed. Can I be of any help?
Have you heard any talk of blackmail going on in the hospital?
If you're running some official inquiry, you had better question the patients. They know more than the staff, especially old Miss Jones.
Tell me, Thoreau, what's the real cause of your dislike for Dr. Ackroyd?
He refuses to admit that your blood transfusion technique is the only way to save Mr. Fiddick. I'm convinced we must use it.
What Dr. Ackroyd really said is that you lack the skill to perform this operation efficiently. Is there anything you have to say about this?
It's a false conceit. Dr. Ackroyd secretly envies your reputation. His jealousy blinds him. I'm not the real target here.
Ой, хватит
Goodbye,
защищать
Dr.
мой
Strickland.
авторитет.
Good evening, sir.
Кстати, про больных.
Good evening, Mr. Fiddick.
Good evening, Dr. Reed. Any news about my operation?
Have you heard talk of any blackmail here at the hospital?
No. Nothing.
Goodbye for...
You always knew the words to calm the children, Ellen. As for me, what a blundering idiot.
Второй пацан. О, пацан. Доктор. Блин, у меня зрение. Сука, зрение.
I cannot enter.
Угу, вон он.
I'm quite busy right now, Dr. Reed.
Have you heard about any blackmail going on in this hospital?
Blackmail? Nonsense.
Thank you.
Ладно, у пациентов, так у пациентов.
Good evening, Miss Howcroft. How are you tonight?
I need blood, Doctor.
Нафиг.
Have you heard of any blackmailing going on within these walls?
I have no time for mortal games. My secrets are beyond their comprehension, Dr. Reed.
Ясненько.
I'll leave you.
Time has lost its effect on me, but the suffering continues.
Good evening, Mr. Elwood.
Evening, Dr. Rick.
Have you heard rumors of underhand dealings in the hospital?
If you want to know what's going on here, you better talk to Miss Jones. She knows everything. Especially what she shouldn't.
Miss Jones.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Elwood.
Слушай, мне та дамочка, которая там сидит.
Hello again, Dr.
Goodbye, Mr. Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening.
Ой.
According to the report I read, your unprofessional conduct put a patient in danger, Gwyneth.
That's not true. I know when my patient's life is at risk, and I'm more competent than a lot of doctors that I know. Problem is, I'm a woman.
I don't see what your gender has to do with your abilities, nurse.
Yes, nurse. Because I'll never be a doctor, no matter what my skills. I could make a decision that could save a life, but oh no, that's unbecoming conduct.
Да, дело в другом.
You're mistaken, Nurse Brannigan. To be forbidden to enter medical school because of your gender is one thing. To break hospital rules is another.
To have the right to study shouldn't be determined by sex, skin, or wealth. That's all I'm saying.
Goodbye, nurse. Call me if you need assistance.
Феминистка, блин, нашлась. Ха. О!
The flu took my dear wife, Emily. I take comfort knowing we'll soon be together again.
Mr. Rainfield, that's no way to talk. You're in good hands here, and we'll be up again soon enough. Now do me a kindness and get some sleep. I'll be back round later.
Your words are kind, the blessings of an angel. You're the sweet, sweet lady of mercy.
Так это что, вампирша, да?
Good evening, Dr. Reed. It's a pleasure to see you again. You seem surprised. Dr. Swansea has brought me up to speed concerning your recent appointment to Pembroke Hospital.
You're a the lady who saved me that night, before vanishing into thin air. I remember you from the pub with Dr. Swansea.
Indeed. Allow me to introduce myself formally this time. My name is Lady Ashbury. I remember you well, in spite of the brevity of our encounter.
So it seems our Dr. Swansea does indeed have a fascination for creatures of our constitution.
Dr. Swansea is a remarkable man. Dedicated, one might say, obstinate? He spent years compiling our bestiary.
I hope you're more disposed to answer my questions now.
You must have countless questions, but our rather urgent matter first. Swansea has explained. My cover, if you prefer, has been compromised.
Pardon my boldness, your ladyship, but I have questions concerning this condition we share.
As a newborn, your hunger for answers is rivaled only by your thirst for blood. But the questions need wait.
I'm a scientist. My trade is in the deciphering of mysteries, and I need information to feed my mind.
I will gladly answer every question you have, but first, prove yourself capable of resolving my predicament without eating the culprit.
Привет, Грейнкор. Мне никогда не понять одного в современном гейдеве. Нахрена такие стильные прически всем делать? Настоящий мужик должен причесываться как бомж? Тупо мое убеждение. Блин, ну... А что в этом плохого? Ты мне скажи.
Have any of the patients given you trouble?
These poor souls have so little left to live for. I do my best to ease their pain.
I gather you have found an arrangement satisfying both ethical and corporal concerns.
I was brought up not to snigger at my own jokes, Dr. Reed.
Да нет, никак хипстер.
Dr. Swansea has commissioned me to be your agent in this matter. You could start by explaining what's amiss.
These past insufferable weeks, I've been the victim of extortion. I've made a first payment, but the blackmailer grows greedy. I must refuse his most recent demands.
What are your expectations? Please be precise.
As the newly appointed surgeon of this hospital, you are in an excellent position to ask innocent questions and deftly learn the identity of my blackmailer.
Еду еще на свежот, кардиган, трубку в нос и шляпу. Блин, да не надо, нормальный чувак на самом деле. Единственное, что я думаю, в то время все-таки не было таких причесок. Слишком она уж современная, но в принципе образ он не особо так портит, она.
Who would be so foolish as to threaten you? A kindred spirit.
Even if it were the case, and I highly doubt it, a A vampire would have asked for something more valuable than money. My suspicions lean toward a patient or their family.
If we're dealing with an ordinary criminal, surely you've the means to deal with it yourself, if I may.
As immortal tradition doth dictate, all fangs and hypnotic eyes ablaze, the blood would run like a river. That's what I hope to avoid. Violence has a tendency to spiral out of control.
Please continue. Every detail is essential. I'm your man.
Диалоги тут
My
затянуты.
embarrassment in this matter is eclipsed only by my shame at having put the hospital at risk. The threat from our anonymous scoundrel is clear. A list of dates. My visits coinciding with the dates of suspicious patient deaths due to massive blood loss.
Это правда?
Is it true?
Now aren't you the blunt one?
Мне тоже нужна кровь. Это логично.
We both are afflicted with a thirst for blood, Lady Ashbury. That is our nature. By vocation, we also have reason to visit the hospital. Logic dictates.
In all honesty, I'm not simply a patron to the hospital. My visits serve a dual purpose. Dr. Swansea has been treating my condition with a revolutionary technique of blood transfusion. It seems you are a specialist in the domain.
I'll take care of it.
Подожди.
Do you know where I should start?
If that was the case, I'd settle the matter myself. You could talk to our local gossip, Harriet Jones. Not a pin drops here without her hearing about it.
I'll meet that woman now.
My life, as others know, is in your hands, Dr. Reed. I'm sure of your discretion, but I do fear your powers of persuasion will be put to the test. When this is resolved, I'll be your obligé. I'll answer all questions in regards of your condition.
Что вы говорите? А шутить в этой игре умеют? Нет. Такая достаточно. Ага. Достаточно серьезно, с серьезными вещами. Вот это вот
Dr.
всё.
Reed, any good news to share?
Да, тебя не посадили?
Have you heard of any underhand dealings going on in this hospital?
I have no time for such triviality, my dear colleague. We're here to save lives.
Nurse Brannigan has been recently accused of neglecting her professional duties. Tell me what you really think about it.
This kind of protest is nothing but elitist bullshit. I trust Nurse Brannigan with my life. She has what it takes to be a great doctor.
Do you really think she could be the next Elizabeth Blackwell?
Believe me, Dr. Reed, a time will come when skill and skill alone will determine who can be a physician and who cannot.
Goodbye, Dr. Tibbets.
О, наконец-то эту дверь открыли.
What is this? Who are you? Get out of my room.
There's no need for alarm, madam. I'm Dr. Reed, the new surgeon.
Preposterous. Dr. Reed, you say? I don't want some bumbling intern. Where's Dr. Swansea?
Please, calm down, madam. I assure you that I am highly qualified. I'm just back from war duty.
How brave. Threatening an old defenseless woman. You know how long I've been a patient here? You've picked the wrong fight. I'm Harriet Jones.
Harriet Jones? Indeed. I've been meaning to have a chat with you. You know what goes on here better than any other patient, I gather.
Oh, better than any patient, nurse, or doctor. I've seen so many vile undertakings.
I heard there have been some despicable goings-on. Was there a case of blackmail?
Blackmail? Wait. You're investigating something. This isn't a social call. One of those incompetent cunts slit a poor sod's vein.
You seem to know more about the goings-on here than anyone else. Beware, Miss Jones, in case suspicion should fall on you.
That's it. Blame the old and infirm. I see those little bitches' greedy little eyes. Just waiting for me to pop off they are.
If I didn't know better, Miss Jones, I'd be inclined to say you enjoy this type of idle gossip.
God's honest truth, Doctor. It's just the way it is here. Most of these bitches would let you freeze to death before getting you a blanket.
I assure you, madam, this is not an investigation into a possible medical error.
Debauchery, then? Nurses Crane, Hawkins, Brannigans, whores, all of them. They can't keep their legs shut. I've seen them scratching slutty sores.
Really? Well, if you have irrefutable proof, I'll not have the staff behaving in such a manner here.
This is your business, Doctor, not mine. But I swear one of the nurses is cavorting with some man on hospital hours.
Thank you for your time, Miss Jones. You've given me something to go on. See you on the next round. The patients and staff might know something. I'll start my investigation with them.
Завершить стрим. Всем спасибо, что смотрели.